Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Hurry Beauty on Twitter. She was one of the first ones to send me this updated story on the Detroit mom, the one who put her 2 kids in the freezer after she killed them. This whole situation is a mess. So yesterday she was in court, and basically her baby's fathers were there trying to fight for custody of the last 2 remaining children. So she ends up going off on this man. She accuses him of trying to play up to the cameras. She's saying, where were you all these years? You didn't even see them for the past 2 years, but now you want full custody of my kids? You must be crazy. So she's going off on them. This whole situation is crazy. Check out this news footage that I have, and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary.
He's never given a about my daughter.
Just a moment, Mother. You're turning
Never.
That's Mitchelle Blair, the Detroit mom charged with killing 2 of her 4 kids and putting them into a freezer for 2 years, lashing out at one of the fathers in court today. Both face losing their parental rights, just part of this very disturbing case. And now Jim Kurtzner was in court, and is live in our downtown studio. Jim, where does this all go from here?
This is now a parental rights trial that's set for June the 4th, and you sort of set it up, but let me take it the next step further. You have 2 dads fighting for parental rights with 2 surviving kids, and then also this mother, Mitchelle Blair, fighting for her rights. Even though she's faced with murder charges, she has not voluntarily waived those rights, and she lashed out at one of the dads when his attorney asked for unsupervised visits.
Unsupervised, he's never given a about my daughter.
Just a moment, Mother. You're turning
Never. You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand the whole crew here now, but y'all was never there for them. How many birthdays did you miss? Mikey, his ex-girlfriend, did more for him than any of y'all.
Mom, you have to stop. This is a hearing. Your attorney
Y'all
will
was
get a
never there
chance
for
to
them.
speak.
You want to put on a show for the news, though?
After she was escorted by deputies out of court, she could be heard saying, "I haven't had a chance to speak out. I know what I did was wrong, but they were tripping." Within 2 minutes, she was calm and came back into court. She was reacting to this, seeing Alexander Dorsey on TV talking about his dead daughter days after the discovery of the kids in the freezer by a court officer doing an eviction.
He was sitting right there. Lord mercy, he was sitting right there.
As we first reported, Mitchelle Blair confessed to killing her daughter Stoney and her son Stephen and kept them in a freezer in her apartment on Detroit's east side for more than 2 years. Stephen Barry came to court late and signed court papers. He's the father of the dead son, who is 9, and the living son, now 8.
Mr. Barry, do you want custody?
He refused questions on his way out. Alexander Dorsey came with family and a hired attorney. He's fighting for parental rights of his living 17-year-old daughter.
He tried to be there for them. He would try to call, try to come over, and there's just a strenuous relationship between the two, and that always made it difficult.
Coming up next hour at 5, the state files this amended petition, which outlines even more very serious, even troubling allegations of abuse by Mitchelle Blair against her 2 living kids and her 2 dead kids. We're going to outline this for you. She remains locked up, and her murder case is on hold while she undergoes 2 psychological exams. I'm live in the
I'm gonna need you to keep it quiet, or I'm gonna clear the courtroom. Just keep it quiet.
Never. You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand the whole crew here now, but y'all was never there for them. How many birthdays did you miss? Mikey, his ex-girlfriend, did more for him than any of y'all.
Mom, you have to stop. This is a hearing. Your attorney
Y'all
will
was
get a
never there
chance
for
to
them.
speak.
You want to put on a show for the news, though?
Mr. Devil.
Your Honor, he had no knowledge of any of the
And Linda Dorsey, you gonna get on the news and say what's absurd?
Okay, Mom, you're
they
not
were
going to be able to
raping my
stay in
kids.
the hearing.
Period.
You can't be quiet until it's your turn.
It's like a damn fool y'all putting on that show.
Step out here for me. You gotta step out.
Raping my kids. You pathetic ass bitch, and he's a drunk. Now tell the truth on that.
South admittedly doesn't say that either father physically abused or tortured the children. This is a petition where the allegations are failure to protect. I don't want to argue the allegations at this point, but both fathers failed to support, care for their children for 2 years, at least 2 years. And for them to now come before this court and say we should be entitled to unsupervised visits is is alarming. And
Are you able to say why you were late to the hearing?
Mr. Berry, can you just talk to us how you feel?
Mr. Berry, we haven't had a chance to talk to you yet.
What can you tell us about this?
He tried to be there for them. He would try to call, try to come over, and there's just a strenuous relationship between the two, and that always made it difficult.
Some would suggest he didn't do enough, that one of these kids, his kid, was in this freezer for as long as 2 years.
Many people didn't do enough in this to have a child dead for multiple years in a freezer. Whether my client has some level of blame in that, I don't know, and that'll be up for the judge to decide.
All right, so you guys just checked out that disturbing news footage. I mean, the irony of this situation is just crazy. First, you got the mother who done killed these 2 innocent children, put them in the freezer, and now she's going off on the baby's fathers. But I can't blame her for what she's saying, because I said the same thing in my original video, that I put some of the blame on the fathers as well, because this whole situation to me makes no damn sense. How can you call yourself a good father but go not 1 but 2 years without seeing your children, without hearing from them, and now all of a sudden he wants to act like he's Father of the Year by crying to the news media? This fool done started up a GoFundMe page trying to get money for his daughter. This whole situation makes no sense to me. Now he wants custody of his child who's 17, who will be 18 in a few months, who will be on her own any damn ways. Why weren't you fighting for this custody before these kids ended up dead? If you knew that she was a shitty mom, if you suspected abuse, why were you not going to court beforehand? And then you see the other father, the little boy, he comes to court and he's late. So he didn't even have enough common sense and enough common decency to be there on time for the child custody hearing. I think all 3 of these parents need to have several fucking seats. First, the mother for the heinous crime that she committed. Both these fathers are not innocent in this whole situation to me, and I don't consider them good fathers, because like I said, I know some good fathers, and a damn good father would not go 2 years without speaking to their children or seeing their children. Folks are saying, well, she kept them away, and they tried, and she wouldn't let them in the house, and she wouldn't answer the phone. Bullshit. They could have went over there with police. They could have called DSS. They could have called somebody a long time ago when she was refusing them visitation. They just didn't want to be bothered because they were engrossed in other things. She even said it herself, when you did have the kids, your girlfriend took more care of my kids than you did. This is the sad part, and this is the sad thing that's going on in this day and age, is you have a lot of people just out here having kids. They don't want to be parents, and then when some type of tragedy happens, then everybody wants to come and get shined from the cameras. You got the neighbors carrying on, acting like they were this woman's best friend, but yet and still nobody saw these kids outside playing. Nobody saw these kids, at school, and this didn't raise any red flags to the neighbors. I've also found out that the biological grandmother of these children also lived in the same complex. So to me, it's like, what the hell is wrong with these people? You got the fathers who don't live too far from the complex. You have one of the biological grandmothers who lives in the same, vicinity. And you guys go 2 years without seeing these children? It just makes no sense. I don't understand this. It's like, what type of family is this? None of the cousins were alarmed. None of the aunties. None of the uncles. It's just really, really sad when it comes to the well-being of children. Folks turn a blind eye. Folks don't care. But let it be some fuckery. Everybody wants to be involved in it. So I understand her reason for snapping, but to me, she just has no room to damn talk, because at the end of the day, she still killed her children for no damn reason. But I understand why she's upset, because she felt like she's been dealing with these kids all these years and she's received no help, and now they want to come and try and act like they're Father of the Year in front of the news media. The whole situation is just sickening. But like I said in my other video, the things that she did to those children, the abuse that those kids had to endure before they died, to me, there's no excuse for that. There's no shifting the blame. This woman is a sick woman. Maybe she was having some type of psychotic breakdown, but to me that doesn't matter at all. Her ass needs to be in jail for the rest of her life, because this whole situation is disgusting. I'm not going to sit here and hold these deadbeat ass fathers heroes either, because when I'm hearing they weren't paying child support, they weren't visiting these kids, they weren't doing anything to show that they truly care about these children. So granted, they didn't kill their children, but they sure were complacent about not seeing or checking on these children's well-being. So this whole situation to me is just disgusting. Anyways, y'all, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire dreadful ass situation that's once again coming from dreadful ass Detroit, Michigan. All right, deuces. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Lovely T, and you can show me some love by hitting that subscribe button, watching my previous videos, and following me on social media.